Education has to adapt itself and develop in light of world developments in information technologies, in the development of new ways of thinking, and in a broad sense, innovation. It's very important specifically to bear in mind that education does not have to change exclusively in this sense, but it also has to change in terms of all the lessons that we have learned within the education system and in the world in general, in all spheres. So what we propose as Little Genius is that the education system not only engages in what is currently considered extremely important for world development, that is to technologize and to augment learning through the introduction and the usage of various systems, from iPads to little bits to making all sorts of different applications which could enhance students' mainstream learning in class, which is between a person and a person or groups of people. But we need to also take on board the fact that education needs to also broaden its horizons and rid itself of what is currently continuing as mainstream belief systems. So we need to look at what other cultures and countries are doing and make sure that our geography, our history, and our teaching of languages is not confined to certain countries, certain languages, because our future generations will change, and we need to make sure that they become more inclusive. In doing that, we will also ensure that our future generations will become more balanced, more ethical, and less discriminatory human beings. They will also begin to see themselves as part of a global nation, as against to part of a mainstream dominant culture, which is in itself exclusive. So in response to this question, I can sum this up by saying that the future of education, in light of all these developments, from technology to other forms of thought and critical thinking, needs to change its workbooks and substitute these with usage of the World Wide Web, and in that way to engage in a more critical thinking and acquire in students a greater sense of autonomy, self-responsibility, and freedom of thought, and not to take for granted what is necessarily and up to now been the written word. They need to see two perspectives, not just in scientific method, but in all spheres. Even maps are now being reconsidered. I would like to end by saying that the role of technology is extremely important, but needs to be balanced in a way that does not just take advantage of current excitement and anything that could be risking as a fad, but needs to also be combined with ethics. And so students need to have both an ethical mind and a technological mind, so that they can develop what I've said before, responsibility. This, I cannot underline it enough. And this is the crux of our teaching methodology, which is called infinite child evolution.